Hi everyone, my name is Adam Irfan, and today I want to talk about something I think most students can relate to, which is balancing our studies and mental health. Being a student this day can feel like a non-stop race. There's always something waiting to be done, like assignments, tests, project. And sometimes it feels like there's just not enough time in a day to get everything done. There are nights when I stay up really late trying to finish my work, and the next day I can barely focus because I'm so tired. I try to manage my time as best as I can, but sometimes unexpected things come up like group work, last minute tasks, or extra responsibilities, and it just adds to the stress. There are moments when I feel completely burnt out, but I still push myself to keep going because I don't want to fall behind.
I realized that good time management isn't about making a beautiful color-coded schedule. It's about more fundamental than that. It's about discipline, which is a muscle you have to consistently work on. And more importantly, it's about having self-awareness to truly know your limits.
Hi everyone, my name is Muhammad Izahan. Today, I'll be sharing my experience about one of the biggest challenges students face, managing time and avoiding procrastination. Sometimes, I plan my week carefully by midweek, everything fall apart. Assignment overlaps, group members delay, and I end up submitting things at the last minute. The pressure builds up and I start questioning if I'm even doing good enough. What makes it worse is when I compare myself to others who seem to handle everything easily. The truth is, most of us are just trying to survive.
It's easy to look at a to-do list and optimistically block out 3 hours for an assignment, only to burn out after 45 minutes. That's why I stopped trying to conquer mountain in a single leap. Instead, I focus on setting small, daily achievable goals. Maybe today, my only goal is to research 3 sources. Or perhaps, it's just to outline the introduction by breaking the intimidating task into this tiny manageable micro step. I got a little win every day. That sense of accomplishment is the fuel I need to keep going. The entire process from the internal struggle with procrastination to the small win daily discipline is a marathon, not a sprint. It's not easy and there will absolutely be days where you fall back into old habits. But remember this, every little step you take makes the overall workload lighter. Be kind to yourself, celebrate those small victories, and just try to be a little better than you were yesterday. So, I want to leave you with one final thought, a phrase from the Asian philosopher Lao Tzu. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Be kind to yourself, focus on that single step today, celebrate those small victories, and just try to be a little better than you were yesterday. Every little step makes the workload lighter. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Alexander Shen, and my biggest struggle as a student is the pressure to maintain a good grades. It sometimes feels like our entire future depends on the numbers and letters printed on a piece of paper. Whether it's scholarships, parents' expectation, or even how we see ourselves, everything seems to resolve around grades. And there's this unspoken belief that if you're not at the top of the class, you somehow is not good enough. And that kind of pressure and that kind of mindset makes studying less about learning, but it's more about survival. So I realized that I wasn't studying because I love learning new. It is just because I'm afraid of failing. There were times that I spent hours practicing just one assignment, rewriting, editing, overthinking every word because I was terrified of losing marks. I skipped meals, sleep late, and I still feel like I hadn't done enough. The thought of failure would constantly play in my head, like the voice saying, "You can't afford to mess this up." When multiple deadlines fall in the same week, it's like a storm. Anxiety, exhaustion, and guilt hitting at once. You're tired, but you can't rest. You're stressed, but you can't stop. It becomes never-ending cycle. Study, stress, submit, and repeat. Sometimes I see my friends posting their achievement or perfect scores, and I feel like I was falling behind. Even if I was doing okay, social media makes it worse. It's easy to forget that everyone's showing their best moments, not their sleepless nights or breakdown. The worst part is how pressure affects mental health. There were moments that I feel completely drained, like my worth as a person depended on the grade that didn't reflect how much effort I gave. It's not about passing anymore. It's about proving yourself even when you're already trying your best. But over time, I started changing my perspective. I realized that learning is supposed to help us grow, not tear us apart. I began talking with my lecturers when I feel overwhelmed, and I felt comfort in studying with classmates instead of isolating myself. Slowly, I learned that asking for help doesn't mean weakness. It means you care enough to keep improving. Now I focus on understanding what I can learn rather than chasing perfection, and I always reminded myself that grade doesn't define intelligence, effort, or potential. Education should build us up, not break us down. It's okay to be humble and make mistakes because every step of the way, no matter how small it is still a progress.
Hi everyone, my name is Muhammad Firdaus, and my main struggle as a student is group work. Yes, it might sound simple at first, just divide the tasks and get things done together, right? But in reality, coordinating with people, especially a lot of people, can sometimes be more stressful than working alone. Why? Because everyone has their own pace, has their own style, and has their own priorities other than the group assignment. What sometimes starts as a small assignment can suddenly turn into a test of patience, teamwork, and also communication. One of the main challenges is managing different schedules. Not everyone is free at the same time, and trying to plan a discussion or meeting can sometimes feel impossible. Some members are super active and do their part early, while others disappear and show up right before the submissions. There are times when one or two people end up doing most of the work, just to save the group from missing the deadline. Another big struggle is communication. Sometimes messages get misunderstood, or people reply too slowly. Maybe someone updates the slide at the last minute and suddenly everything changes.
I actually changed a few things on my part of the assignment. Sorry being a bit late.
The format, the content, even the ideas. It can really be frustrating, especially when the deadline is just around the corner. I've had nights where my groups and I were still updating our report minutes before the submission, panicking our typos and missing slides. And let's not forget about the different personalities. Some people like to lead, some prefer to follow, and some don't even seem to care at all.
Hey guys, I'm gonna start giving out the tasks for each individuals for the group assignment now.
Okay, I don't really care what part I get, honestly, as long as it gets done.
Balancing all that while staying calm and respectful can be mentally draining. But despite all of that, I've come to realize that group work isn't just about the assignment. It's about learning how to work with others. It teaches patience, leadership, and how to communicate better even when things get tough. Every group I've been through has taught me something new. how to listen, how to compromise, and how to handle different opinions. In the end, teamwork may not always be smooth, but it's a real life skill we all need. Whether in school or in the workplace, we'll always have to collaborate with others. So even though group work can be stressful, it's also one of the best ways to grow and prepare ourselves for the future.